Okay.
You cook me breakfast, I do the dishes.
Where are all these impulses when you're children, huh?
Well, better late than never.
Are you up?
Up, honey. We practically the mid-morning break. How you
Doing okay?
Well, overworked as always.
I meant about the news last night. I saw Damien's pitch.
Painful, but far from fatal.
I hate to see him twisting things like that.
But you know, at least you got the first shot in with his newspaper article.
Yes, and now at least I know how hard he counterpunches. So I'm moving into my counterattack strategy.
Mm-hmm.
Well, good, because I've done a little research, and I've come up with some major ammunition.
Ooh.
Well, let me put these dishes
Honey, sit down. Let me hear all about this.
You're going to love this.
Okay, I'm all yours.
All right. Part of Damien's construction site, not all of it, but the part that they've indicated will be the parking lot, has been, for the last 10 years, designated by the government as a natural wetland. Apparently, it absorbs the runoff from the river.
That's good.
That's very good.
Yes.
See, as such, the land is protected from development by federal statute.
Oh, bless my soul, my Lord.
This is probably why the previous owner never built here. He couldn't get the permits that he needed for the land use, and he eventually just gave up and unloaded the property.
Well, what a smart fella. I mean, who'd want to build on a swamp?
How did Damien get a permit?
I don't know.
Couldn't we cite the precedent and protest his building plan?
Well, there's certainly justification, and even if we can't stop him cold, we can tie him up with bad press and litigation.
Well done, Laura.
Yes.
Thank you. Well, desperation is the mother of invention.
Yeah, so when do we put on our walking shoes?
Well, now, I don't know that picketing is the way to go with this. See, this is a real trump card. I think we need to stack the deck a little bit more in our favor before we play it.
How so?
Well, I planned a little visit this morning to the old card shark himself. You want to come along and get some advice from Edward?
Excuse me, Justice Ward and Laura Spencer.
Oh, good morning.
Hi, Laura, Justice.
Good morning. Good morning, folks. Sorry to invade your breakfast.
Well, this is no invasion. Come on. sit
Please,
down.
help yourself.
Oh, it's so good to see you again.
And you, my dear. Well, what can we do for you?
Well, we're here to discuss DACO.
Oh, Lord. That infernal Damien Smith was on the tube last night, blasting your interview in the paper. Made us all look bad.
Yes, well, he can put a spin on things, can't he? In any case, Laura has dug up this information I think we can use to fight back, and that's why we're here. We need some specialized advice.
On what?
Fighting dirty. Stands at 1-1. This puts us back in the batter's box. How do we knock it out of the park?
Well, let's see. He's going for the political family angle, so avoid that like the plague. It's a non-issue anyway. No, stick with things we can prove. But we may be able to cork the bat. Start with Crawford Beale.
City Planning Commission.
The same. We'll co-opt him. Get him to block Damien's building permit.
How do we do that?
Well, you get on the phone with the Audubon Society and the National Wildlife Federation, Greenpeace, EPA, and any of those other warm, fuzzy groups that you can think of, apprising them of the imminent doom on Royal Street. Be sure they know who the city planning commissioner is.
I don't really think it's going to take too many calls and letters across Crawford's desk before he sees the light.
Exactly. This is rich. At last, a use for all those bleeding heart liberal greenies.
How well do you know Beale?
That's step 2. Now you listen. Commissioner Beale, please. Tell him it's Edward Quartermain calling. Oh, how the hell are you? Huh? Good. Good. Say, how would you feel about a little friendly game of poker tonight? Oh, we'll round up the usual suspects, plus a couple of new faces. Well, on neutral turf, naturally. I wouldn't want to fleece you at my own house again, now would I? Say, are you familiar with that back room over at Luke's club? Oh, good. Well, why don't we meet there? Say what, 8-ish? All right. Well, we'll see you then. We're on. I assume that reprobate husband of yours can accommodate us.
Well,
I'll clear it with Luke on the way back to the foundation.
Good. All right, now, here's our game plan. We butter up Crawford. Show him a good time, let him win a few hands, and then we'll... Say, Laura, do you plan to be there?
Well, I will if you think that it will help.
Well, Crawford Beale always appreciates a pretty face.
Mr. Quartermain, you are irredeemably sexist.
And unfailingly pragmatic. My dear, if you feel free enough to call me to task, when are you going to feel comfortable enough with me to call me Edward? Now, we're co-conspirators after all these years.
Oh, well, we wouldn't want to confuse our public image now, would we? I mean, a little antagonism could be useful to us both.
Oh, she's learning. And you, my dear, will your pretty face grace our table also?
I'm afraid you're going to have to struggle through this one without me, dear. I'm introducing the library lecture series tonight.
Oh, yes, I forgot.
And Nora, I rely on you to keep him in hand.
I'll do my best.
And you, Councilman, sully your hands with this dirty work?
Deal me in.
You know you might learn a couple of things. Now remember, we're not going there to keep things in line. We're going to co-opt a public official. Luke, I appreciate the last-minute requisitioning of this room.
It's for a good cause.
All right, team, now remember, we let Craw win a few hefty hands, not enough to arouse his suspicion, just enough to make him jolly. We keep him supplied in drinks. Mike, he's a bourbon and rocks man. Got it. Now, for a while, it's just a friendly poker game. And then when I sense that he is softening, I'll make the first move. You take your cue from me. Oh, there's Laura. Hello, Laura.
Laura, welcome.
We're glad you're here. Ready to play cards?
Sure.
All right. You must be Lady Luck.
I'm a little bit late tonight.
Yeah.
Mr. Beale here yet?
No, they expect him. Are you here to lay cards?
That is the plan.
Right here in my back room? Hope you've got on your bulletproof knickers. You never know. It can get hairy in here.
Please, just for tonight.
If we could, darling, it would be the most welcome and unexpected precedent. What do you want from me?
Nothing you can't give me.
Mr. Quartermain? Well, there he is. Craw, you old goat, it's good to see you. Thanks.
You're looking greedy tonight, Edward. I like that in a loser.
Huh? Here, let me introduce you. I think you know Luke Spencer.
Our innkeeper.
Welcome back, Commissioner.
Thank you.
And his lovely wife, Laura.
Lovely indeed. Now, what's this wife part?
His.
Lucky innkeeper. But the night is young.
Oh, will you see her play poker? Oh, here, two of my grandsons. This is Alan Quartermain, Jr. and Justice Ward.
You brought your family along for support, eh?
Yes, sir.
Justice, good to meet you. I've seen your face in the paper and at the hall.
Yes, indeed, you have, Commissioner. It's a pleasure to see you again.
A pleasure.
Nice to meet you, sir.
Thank you.
All right, everybody, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody got a full glass? Let's play poker.
Good idea.
All right.
Here, Miss Laura. Sit here at the head of the table.
Jr.
Yes, sir.
3 for the councilman.
Thank you.
2 for the little lady with the big smile on her face. 3 for Edward.
Thank you.
And 2 for Craw. Dealer takes 1. AJ?
Check.
Check.
20.
All right, call.
Call and raise you 20.
Call.
And not me.
Y'all got it.
Raise you back 30.
All right, that's 50 to me.
Got that greedy look again, Edward.
What?
I'll raise you 20, Laura.
That's the 3rd raise. I'll call. Well, something tells me my little kings and queens are on shaky ground.
I think you're right. 3 6s.
I like 3s, my friends,
Oh.
but I like them in aces.
Oh, damn, I should know better.
Yes, you should.
Nice move.
Slow down. Full house, 3s over 8s.
Oh,
A boat? I'll be damned. Look at that. Well, get you next time.
Shall we take a refreshment break?
Yes,
Good idea.
I think so.
Excuse me.
Wow.
I don't like to I know.
Okay, you made your point.
Excuse me?
Listen, if you want to stick it to me, that's your prerogative. But don't forget, babe, we're here to butter old Beale up. You gotta let him win now and then, or the sucker gets curious. You know what I'm saying?
The night is young.
Where did Laura learn to play cards like that?
I should see her play when she's angry at me.
You mean that wasn't it?
Okay, same game. Think the cards will keep falling your way, Laura? You cover.
We'll see.
All right, here we go.
Kenny in.
All right.
Okay. 2 to Justice. 2 to Laura. 3 to Big Eddie. 1 to Mr. Beale. 3 to Luke, and I'll take 3 myself. Opening to you, Justice.
You know anything about that new project on Royal Street down by the river?
Open for 30.
Raise 50.
All right, that's 80 to me. Call.
Yeah, it seems to be a pretty big project. Daco, isn't it? I'll raise you 50.
It's 130 to me. Call.
No, not me. 100 to you, Justice.
I call.
Having Daco at the end of Rural Street has a lot of people really upset. Raise 50.
I'll call you, Race. You know, Craw, that's a wetland zone they want to build next to. That could bring the greenies out of the woodwork if the media gets hold of this.
True, but there are obvious financial benefits for the neighborhood with an operation like that.
Yeah.
Call.
And what if the cost of those benefits were too high for the people that live there? Call.
Boy, that's a rowdy bunch, too, there. Don't you remember, Grandfather, all the trouble they gave us about that incinerator project?
Oh, Lord, don't remind me. Whoa.
Potential to mobilize them still exists. I call, gentlemen.
Okay, what do we have here?
You know, Craw, you're a lightning rod. Just picture all those greenies descending on our nice little bird marching around your office. They could tie up this project in the court for years. Well, that's not a pretty picture. I have 2 pairs, kings and 7s.
Beats me.
3 4s.
I was bluffing.
Well, I'll be damned. You had me worried for a minute there. Okay, Mr. 3 of a kind, take a look at an honest straight to the 7.
Woo!
Wow.
That's very pretty. I think maybe your luck is changing.
I agree with you.
So, about that project.
I'll look into it, see what I can do.
All right.
Buy a drink?